We live in a time where the world is aflame with contradiction. Leaders apologize for truth and lie with sincerity. Activists are drowned in algorithms. Institutions lurch between paralysis and panic. The powerful crumble not from coups but from tweets. In such chaos, we don't need more humility. We need precision. We don't need virtue signaling. We need vision. And for that we turn to a ghost, Machiavelli. He who becomes master of a city accustomed to freedom and does not destroy it, may expect to be destroyed by it. The Prince, Chapter 3. Machiavelli saw that those who inherit comfort fear change, and those who inherit chaos crave order. Which are we today? A species so numbed by comfort that we mistake outrage for strength? Or are we ready to wield the steel of leadership, sharpened not by sentiment but strategy? The modern world has redefined virtue as fragility. Compassion has become theater. Transparency is a branding exercise, and yet empires still fall, wars still rage. Billionaires are made and unmade overnight. A wise ruler ought never to keep faith when, by doing so, it would be against his interest. The Prince, Chapter 18. Machiavelli does not teach cruelty. He teaches clarity. He does not celebrate tyranny. He exposes its mechanics so you may recognize when it serves survival. In today's world, the person who speaks gently while losing control is no moral victor. They are merely a placeholder for the next one willing to be sharper. You want to lead? Then dare to see beyond the morality that flatters your image. Lead with results, not rituals. Because as Machiavelli warned, moral authority unbacked by strength is just a countdown to irrelevance. Look around. Climate collapse. Economic inequality. Polarization weaponized. What kind of leader thrives here? The adaptable? The relentless? The unapologetically necessary? Men are driven by two principal impulses, either by love or by fear. The Prince, Chapter 17. You cannot solve modern crises with platitudes. You solve them by becoming the force others depend on, or fear obstructing. Elon Musk doesn't apologize for ambition. Putin doesn't apologize for aggression. Nations don't apologize for sanctions. Why should you apologize for decisiveness? Necessity, not nostalgia, must guide your hand. Ask, does this serve the outcome? Does this feed the machine of survival? If not, let it burn. Information is the new battlefield. Reputation is the new Rome. And in this empire of optics, weakness is broadcast, stored, replayed. Every word you say becomes a relic or a weapon. The vulgar crowd always is taken by appearances, and the world is composed of the vulgar. The Prince, Chapter 18. This is not cynicism. This is the GPS of influence. In the age of deepfakes and sound bites, your reputation is no longer what you earn, it's what you protect. If your enemies cannot label you, they cannot summon the mob. If your actions defy category, you remain untouchable. Learn this from Machiavelli. Ambiguity is not cowardice. It is camouflage. Invisibility in plain sight. Don't say you're right. Make outcomes that prove it. Don't debate lies. Starve them of oxygen. If you must speak, speak last, when all other voices have exhausted themselves. Now you might ask, is there no room for kindness? No space for remorse? Of course there is. But kindness must be surgical, not sentimental. Compassion must serve design, not drama. In taking a state, the conqueror must arrange to commit all his cruelties at once. Benefits should be given out slowly, so that they may be better enjoyed. The Prince, Chapter 8. A leader doesn't weep with the people. A leader builds the wall that keeps the flood from drowning them. If a mistake is made, correct it silently, brutally, efficiently. Show the result, never the tear. Let's step out of theory, into life. Today, your company is in crisis. Your family is divided. Your career's on the line. Here's how Machiavelli would advise you to act. Never explain before you've won. Explanation before execution is surrender. Hide intent behind movement. Flood the battlefield with noise, but let only you hear the signal. Make fear optional but available. They must know what you could do even if you never do it. Punish once, reward often, but never predictably. Your unpredictability keeps others from gaming you. When the mob calls for an apology, give them a monument instead. They'll forget the shame when awe replaces it. It is much safer to be feared than loved because love is preserved by the link of obligation which, owing to the baseness of men, is broken at every opportunity for their advantage. The Prince, Chapter 17. Your greatest enemy? Not critics, not haters, not rivals. It is your own voice that whispers, be nice, apologize, don't offend. Machiavelli would Call that voice the court jester of your potential, charming but useless in war. Build instead a spine of steel wrapped in silence. Feel doubt but act with dominance. Feel guilt but translate it into action, not confession. Machiavelli died without a crown, but he gave us the blueprint for one. Not for tyrants, but for those who dare to steer the chaos instead of drown in it. Today, you are offered two masks. The mask of the remorseful, or the mask of the unbending. Choose wisely. One gets you applause, the other gets you power. A prince never lacks legitimate reasons to break his promise. The Prince, chapter 18. Be the one they cannot predict, cannot humiliate, cannot break. Not because you're invulnerable, but because you've chosen strategy over shame, strength over sentiment, results over rituals. That is how power is forged. That is how legacies are carved. That is how kingdoms, brands, movements are born. Machiavelli does not whisper to saints. He calls to strategists. Are you ready to answer?